Good evening, everyone. This is Patrick and Anthony and Bryant, and we just wanted to give you kind of a quick update on what we're doing here tonight in the shop. The youth have been working on restoring the rear compartment of the tail gunner portion on Sandbar Mitchell. We actually had two tail gunner compartments, the upper canopy portions, both which had some damage or corrosion to them. The one piece here that Anthony is actually holding is one of the ribs for the back part of the gunnery hood. This is actually where your emergency handle would go, and this is actually where the release mechanism goes. And as you can actually see here, I'm going to flip the phone around here, and we'll kind of zoom in here. You can actually kind of see the corrosion on that part. Now that part is not usable. So basically what we'll have to do for this part is we'll actually have to make a new part. So what we actually go ahead and do is we use a program called Inventor, and we go ahead, let me open up the file here, and I'll kind of show you guys the actual file. So this is the part file. So basically what we do is we go ahead off the original North American drawings, which you can actually see here. So this is the actual original drawing for that piece. So then we take this drawing and all these dimensions that you see, and we go ahead and we convert them over into this CAD file. So this is that same part that you see on the drawing, all done three-dimensionally. Now the one thing you notice on it too here is these little flanges. These actually get bent, so it has the proper bend radius, allowances, and that kind of stuff we put in there. Now you ask, what do we do with this part? Now that we have this part, we go ahead and we convert it into a CAM software, which then will go ahead and allow us to cut it on a CNC machine. We actually have a CNC router here in the shop, which we use to cut and make all of our parts. And so basically a really kind of a quick demonstration is once we go ahead and got the CAD program done, we basically have our CAM software that we use to go ahead and actually generate the cutting code. And this kind of just shows a rough idea on what it looks like here. If I turn the stock on, okay, and operations, use material. We're going to use some aluminum here to make it actually look like aircraft parts. So there's basically an idea, so you can see how it goes through and basically cuts this part. So then we go through, we cut it all out. There's cutting the lightning holes and some of the other holes, and there's actually cutting the shape. Now the main thing we're working on tonight, so after we go ahead and we got this part drawing, before we go and cut it actually on our expensive aluminum, we actually use this high-dense fiberboard, which is like 1/8 inch thick, that we go ahead and we cut the template out to just check against the original part. So here's Anthony holding the template of that rear piece that they cut out today, and just checking it against the originals. So basically what we'll do is we'll take it, lay it on top of the originals. Anthony's got some bolts here in his hand that are basically going in the original tooling holes from North American. So there's one lined up there, and then the other bolts.
I don't know where the other bolts are.
Well, the other bolt is somewhere in here. Well, anyways, but basically you can see that you know, from our template that we did, from the original drawing and the original piece, everything lines up perfectly. So now that we know that we have this part that is basically perfect, now we can actually cut the blank out, which has to be formed. Well, the one thing that you'll see here on these forms is these lightning holes actually have some formed parts. So we're actually working on making the tooling tonight to make these molds. So what you can see here is this is actually one that we've finished. This is the male side of the mold that has been cut on our CNC that we've drawn in CAD. And then basically this mold, well, you want to hold the piece, Anthony?
Yep.
Once it sits in here like so, which you can see. Oops, actually, you know, grab the other. Here, Brian, grab that one down there. This is the other one we had that's also damaged, but that one has stuff riveted on the back of it, so the mold can't fit. But if you flip it over, Brian, so people can see here, you can see how it's got this edge, and in our mold, it has the edge, and the part fits down in here like so. And now we have that side of the mold done. Now currently we are cutting the female side of the mold that goes on the other side, so that when we put it in the press and press form it, everything fits. So we'll go out there and we'll show you the CNC machine, and we'll show you where what we're cutting. Want to start the vacuum up, Brian? Put the vacuum. So this is our CNC router. Brian and Anthony are running it currently, and stopped in the room for the video here. But what you can see, it's actually slowly starting to cut the shape to the panel. It's kind of noisy because the router is running plus the vacuum's running, but you can actually see down here. You can actually start seeing the part take shape. Now what we use is a program called Mach 3, and this is the main software that actually runs the CNC machine. So now basically what we go ahead and do is we take our CAM program that we have, and the CAM program gets loaded in the CNC. Then the CNC machine software, the Mach 3, runs our CAM drawing in here and then actually cuts the part out. It'll take about an hour and a half for the machine to cut the part because we're using this high-dense fiberboard called Warbirds. It's actually an epoxy laminate that basically allows us to press form it in a heavy ton press and not have issues of cracking the molds or damaging them. So I'll take a really quick tour down here and kind of show you guys what the youth have been really working on. And it's this top section. So basically they've completely disassembled these two sections that are in 1,000 pieces now, you can see, and we've gone through and they've pulled out the best parts from both these tops, and then this is what they've came up with so far. So here is basically the top section that the youth have gone through, completely de-riveted, completely stripped, gone through, cleaned, scotch-brighted, and now it's all cleat-glued back together and it's actually ready for primer. And you can actually see some of the smaller assemblies for the release mechanisms with all brand new pulleys. All the steel parts will actually get sent out and get CAD1 plated. So when it's all said and done, basically we'll be able to rivet this back together, and then it will be one finished part for the airplane. And then, yep, that is the tail gunner's position. And some of the other items we've been working on are the controls. As you can see here, here's your emergency hydraulic handles, brake handles. This is the lower portion of the control quadrant, and then this is the upper portion of the control quadrant. Now, basically, we have a lot of these parts that have been sent out for CAD1 plating, all the steel parts. Once we get them back in and the hardware back in, we'll be able to have all this assembled, and hopefully this control quadrant and the gunnery hood will be finished for Oshkosh. Where you guys at? Come here. Yeah, we're on live feed. No, I'll just come over this way. We're going to spin it around. So I hope you guys enjoyed our little video tonight of us working on the B-25 and the stuff that we're current on. I encourage you to continue to follow our museum, and if you're not a member, to go to the website and join. The $35 a month, $35 a year really helps out the museum and helps us continue on with the project and continue our youth working on stuff like this. So this is Patrick, Anthony, and Bryant signing off.
Bye.